All right. Two amazing speeches, so I hope I can follow it. All right. For all who don't know, my name is Kesharon Baylor. I recently graduated from Eleanor Roosevelt High School and will be continuing my education at New Jersey Institute of Technology, where I'll be focusing in astrophysics. This summer, I'm grateful to be accepted my second NASA internship, where I worked with Dr. April Erickson on building CubeSats that would follow the OSAM-1 mission as it refuels Landsat 7, along with Miles and Victoria. My personal job was in orbital navigation, so I would be simulating the flight of the CubeSats as it would go into the circling orbit of OSAM-1. During this internship, I learned the importance of two main skills. The first skill is simply meeting new people. Don't be scared to meet others. You always want to put yourself out there. Each person has their own unique experience that they can teach you. Funny story. I needed to leave early from the campus to go to work at a tutor place. It's called Mathnasium. And my Uber left me because I was a little too engaged in a meeting with Ron Gamble. He's an astrophysicist, but I think it's a good enough reason to be late for an Uber. So. But I still needed a ride. So it was at the main gate. I walked there. I saw a car, and I was like, you know what? I'll just go there. So I knocked on the door and I asked him, hey, can you give me a ride? And surprisingly, he said yes. So when I actually got to talk to him during the car ride, he was leaving the building I just left. He was also an astrophysicist, and he was working on the X-rays that were being emitted from black holes. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I understand this is kind of like an extreme for a story, but the gist is like, I wouldn't, if you don't like put yourself out there, if you're not bold, if you don't have the courage to go start something, go meet somebody, you're never gonna learn anything new. So this what's it called? Right. A lot of this internship included tours and meetings that were open to interns, right? So they kind of placed the ball in our hands to make those connections. But of course, just like basketball, right? If you got the ball, you still got to shoot it. So that metaphor I use is with asking questions. You got to ask questions, right? People appreciate when you are engaged with what they're telling you. If there's a common trait that I can say that runs in almost every NASA employee, it's that they love to talk. And we're in an environment where the people who work here love what they do so much that they can talk up a storm. And I think it's very beautiful to see that where you can engage with someone with that type of passion. And it inspires me to want to focus and become smarter and try to get here myself. So like the third thing I would say is you also want to pounce on the opportunities, right? I recently met with, he's not Mr. NASA, but the administrator of NASA, Bill Nelson, at the HQ town hall. And the opportunity was given to all the interns from a email, but from my intern group, I was one of the 3 who decided to go. But of course, the rest of the interns regretted the decision when they found out we got free ice cream. But the moral of the story is the same, right? You always want to put yourself out there. You want to grab those opportunities as they come, or else no one's going to know who you are, right? So the second skill I practiced was dedication, right? You kind of want to become obsessed with what you do in a good way, right? There were days I got like 2 hours of sleep because I spent all night trying to work on a code in GMAT, which was like an orbit simulation tool. That it was my first time using it, so it was a lot of experimenting. But I spent all night doing it, but I loved it because I kind of felt like I was like a NASA employee. I was like, I'm doing work. I'm busy. I'm staying up all night trying to work on something. So it felt cool to me. But I never liked this, sitting around in the office doing nothing. I always tried to work with another team, help on what they were doing, even if I kind of had no clue what they were doing, right? I remember I had asked if I could work on the thermal stuff. I tried to help out with the coding, even though that's not my expertise. I, of course, lead it to the lead coder, Jaden. But yeah, and just having your work done allows you to have the time to help others, but it also created this productive like competition where we're all trying to get our work done. I know with Miles, we had our own little competition on who can meet the most people, right? Trying to meet a new person every day, and that was a fun like competition that we had that really pushed us further. So, all in all, I had a really great time during this internship. I don't know if you can tell. I hope to be back next summer. I will definitely be applying. But I want to thank my intern group because we made a lot of good memories here and we learned a lot. I would like to thank Jay Thomas, my college mentor, because he got to introduce me to a lot of people and he kept me in the loop. I would like to thank, of course, Dr. April Erickson for all that she did, for even accepting me into this internship program and all the cool people we got to meet. It was because of Dr. April Erickson I got to meet Ron Gamble, who the astrophysicist I mentioned, who was actually working on like black holes, doing like the theoretical mathematical lens. That's like exactly what I wanted to do. So that was very inspiring. So thank you. He's not here right now, but I'd like to thank Dr. Eric Brown DeGolston. He was my intern. He was my mentor from last year, and he was the one who actually introduced me to Dr. Erickson. So I know I don't know if I would be here without him. So I definitely want to say that. And last but not least, I of course want to thank Jeremy Davis for all your support that you've done and like your enthusiasm that you have for us. Kind of like it makes me happy to see, right? And it inspires me to do well. So thank you, and I hope you all enjoy this luncheon.
And on that.
I know, we know. It goes without saying.